Big changes in our hobby, in our future, and in our collection. Cue the intro. So only the OGs of the OG fans are going to know about this next animal that I'm going to introduce here, but it is an animal that we used to have long ago and now we got her back. So ladies and gentlemen, drum roll please. Clementine is back. So if you don't remember or if you weren't there during that time, Clementine is actually our second lizard ever. Chipotle being the first one, he's right there, and he is great, but she is also very great. And upon buying them, we were going to, 2 years ago, breed bearded dragons. That was the goal, and upon researching and looking at all of the husbandry for the babies, they need to eat 3 times a day. They're very complicated because they're omnivores when it comes to feeding all the babies and stuff like that. They all have to be balanced and nutritionally safe and stuff. Also in husbandry, expanding is very difficult because the female cannot see the male ever, right? Because otherwise they'll be very stressed out. They'll intimidate each other through the glass and whatnot, and then it might be difficult for them to produce or lay eggs, or then they might die of stress or things like that. Very complicated. So about 8 months ago, we actually rehomed her with one of our family members because they have a daughter that was very interested in reptiles at the time. We always told them that it was a possibility that if ever there's anything, we can take her back. There's no problem with that. She's great and we love her. Isn't she super cute? I think she's absolutely gorgeous. Look at her. Mwah. And the main difference between her and Chipotle is that she's not a leatherback, so she's actually much more spiky than Chipotle is. Chipotle is a leatherback. If you guys don't know, leatherbacks are micro-scaled, so they're a little bit less spiky. This one has like almost a armor plating type of scale. They're like really rough, like sandpaper. Chipotle, on the other hand, isn't really that rough. He actually feels quite soft and like maybe like a leather. You know, that's like the best way I have to describe it. And that's the first of the big changes that's happening. Obviously her enclosure is in the middle of the room. We got her a couple of days ago, and now we have to get a shelf put up right here above Edgar. Same brand as this big shelf right here. They're Mastercraft, I believe. And they are really sturdy, and this is a 7-foot one, but they also make 4.5-foot ones, so it'll fit right on top of here. It'll be right there. I think it'll be really beautiful because this is like the only place that there's actually wall space available in this room. So this is going to be pretty cool to fill that up, right? Also, you guys didn't see this yet. This is one of the shelves that was in the storage room that's over there, right here. And it was actually right over there on that wall, right? And I decided to take it out because the terrarium that was here, which was for Fadi, our mountain horn dragon, is actually now up here, and he lives now in a brand new enclosure, which is right here. It's a 18-24 tall Exoterra. It's absolutely a beautiful enclosure, and he loves it so much. It's actually, there was a problem with the other one. It didn't have enough ventilation at the top, so there was actually some mold and fungus that was starting to appear. I have some photos here. If anybody can help me ID that fungus, that would be fantastic. I would love that. I even talked to Dion from Reptiliatus about it, and he's never seen it before, so I don't even know. It might be a weird thing, or it might be something totally natural that happens when wood gets exposed to a lot of humidity. I don't know, but mountain horn dragons need a lot of humidity, so now he has this beautiful terrarium right here, and I do mist it daily, so he has all the humidity that he needs, but there's aeration at the top right here. It's a screen top, so it should help and resolve all of that mold issue. So that's another one of the big changes. Another big change, should I say maybe something that's ever changing, is Kyle's beautiful behavior. He's actually gotten so good that now I don't even need to worry about getting him out in order to do some maintenance or whatever, or place him on his shelf or whatever. He is totally okay with being handled, and now he's actually getting okay with being pet as well, and we are training him for him to be honest, although that's only happening when Rox is actually with me, because I don't really know how I would react if he tried to jump or like leap from my back to somewhere, right? He's been trying to do that lately, so I don't know how I would totally react to that situation if I was alone only with him, but you can see that that's not the same lizard that was acting like this. He's gonna whip me so bad. So is that all when it comes to big changes? No, not even close. So let's get into the beefy part of the video. Is the industry dying? Whoa, hold on a minute. I'm so sorry to interrupt your content, but did you know that 91.4% of you are not subscribed? I know, it seemed a bit high for me too. Please help me correct that statistic, and let's get back to the video. Alright, I'm sorry for the interruption, everybody. A bit of a shameless plug, but we do need the subscribers because we are on a quest to 1,000 subscribers, and we are just over halfway, so thank you everybody for doing that. But this is a banana pie ball python. She is a baby. She's just 1 year old, and her name is Zlata, and we bought her for a stupendous amount of money. And another big change I wanted to discuss is the price of certain animals that used to be a token of the industry, like this banana pie here. So today I was scrolling through Kijiji and I saw an ad that truly put a chill in my bones. It was this banana pie right there that is beautiful, but for $300. And I thought to myself, how many banana pies can this banana pie make? Granted, we also have the perfect male to pair with her, which we also paid a stupendous amount of money for, but it doesn't matter. How many of those ball pythons can I sell for that much to make up this amount? The math just isn't there, guys. I don't know what to tell you, but this isn't necessarily a viable option anymore. And I know he's got Mojave, so the babies are going to be half Mojaves as well. I know. But if you'll wait for me for a second, I'll show you another snake that is right next to it, right here, who is also a Mojave, and she was $60 at an expo from a breeder who didn't want to work with the Mojave line anymore because there wasn't enough money in it. So we're gonna make leucisticks off of those because leucisticks still sell pretty well because they're like pretty cool, I guess, or oddities or whatever, however you want to call them. So what caused me to have this reflection is actually a video by a man called Brian Cusco. I'm sure if you guys know anything about the industry, you'll know this person. And I won't go too much into his video because I don't want to spoil it, but basically he was debating whether or not ball pythons were still a good idea for something to breed. Now, what he is going to do with that decision doesn't really influence what we're going to do here at Mystic Animals, but we are going to be aware that the industry is changing, and this is an Asian forest scorpion, by the way. It doesn't have anything to do with what we're talking about. I just wanted to show it because I think they are fantastic and I love them a lot. Obviously, we are going to keep looking for more projects, but it's definitely not going to be invertebrates because they are quite unpredictable and I wouldn't want to get into breeding them. Although, I'm okay with handling my scorpion. They are not difficult to handle, and obviously this scorpion is not deadly or dangerous at all. It's just an Asian forest scorpion, and their sting doesn't even hurt that much. It's probably like a bee sting. I've been nicked before. The dart couldn't even penetrate my skin, so it's not really something I'm worried about at all, but they are definitely very cool, and now I'm gonna get it off. It actually just happened again. It nicked me right on the side of the finger. I probably have it on camera, actually, but I'll put it on screen if I do. But it just nicked me, but it couldn't go through my skin. So it's very weird. It's not a scorpion that I'm very worried about, but that's not my next bearding project for sure. Sorry, me again. I promise this is the last time I'll interrupt your content, but we just launched our brand new website for our Zoo to You experiences. So if you're in the Ottawa Gatineau region, don't hesitate to visit mysticanimals.com. That's www.mysticanimals.com. Now back to the video. While we don't know what that next big project is gonna be, it's probably not gonna be ball pythons, guys. I'm just gonna get real with you, and another one of the big changes just before I leave this video and we finish is the ball pythons that are gonna stay here are not gonna be breeders, and they're gonna be put in big enclosures so that they can live the rest of their life like an animal that is a pet, not a breeder, because I fell out of love with the idea of putting more ball pythons on this planet. No matter what the morph that's on them, it's already been done before, and I'm not the guy with the most resources right now. I'm 24 years old, going on 25 in 2 weeks. I don't have tens of thousands of dollars to put into breeding projects, so I'm not ahead of the curve in any morph. If I buy a baby of a certain combo at a table, by the time it's grown up, those morphs are going to be worth $20 each stacked, so a $100 snake, and I'll have to put $5 on it. So, you know, I don't want to like start any kind of feud in the comments, because I know that this is people's livelihoods that I'm talking about here. I know so many people who work with ball pythons and who rely on them being popular and who would have detrimental losses if the prices of them would keep falling like they are. And I don't know if it's a boat that I want to get onto. You know, I have 9 ball pythons. That's not 100. That's easier to get rid of than 100 in 3 years when they're not worth anything, not a single one of them. And it's not just that it's a money game, guys. It's that astronomical price that I paid right there, won't be able to get that back. Forget it. That's gone. And obviously we love reptiles, we love ball pythons, and we do reptile education shows, and ball pythons are one of the best snakes that you can handle for education shows. So we're gonna keep a couple of them because we love them and because they're great for interaction, but we're not gonna do 9 of them. And we're not getting more, and we're not looking into more morph projects, and I think it's just a big waste of time right now, to be honest. And I don't want to cause any beef on people that are like, no, ball pythons are gonna keep going. Like, I'm not into the fight. I mean, personally, guys, I don't know if it's a thing that I want to keep pursuing. I see it as too much of a risk right now. So we might be looking into some changes, because the industry is going through some changes, and today's video has all been about changes, so why can't we change a little bit? Life comes at you fast, guys. Don't expect 3 aces in a row, and honestly, if you've had 3 2s in a row, then you should probably expect an ace, but that doesn't mean that it's gonna happen. I just mean that these animals might have been a little bit of a gamble, and that gamble is not quite paying off. And in the great words of Kenny Rogers, you gotta know when to hold them, you gotta know when to fold them, know when to walk away, know when to run. On this note, my name is Matt. I love you guys. Peace. Thank you so much for checking out this video, everybody. If you enjoyed it, make sure you hit that like button, and if you really loved it, why don't you subscribe? It's free, you know?